What up, Bulls Nation? We've got live CHGO Bulls pregame. Coming up right now, the Bulls in Indy trying to get their first win of the season against those pesky Pacers.
Pesky!
Who have 11 wins on the year, Dave.
Wow.
2 of them against our beloved Bulls.
Wow.
We'll preview the match next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to CHGO Bulls pregame. Coming to you live from our CHGO Xfinity Loft here in downtown Chicago. CHGO Bulls pregame is presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app with promo code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment is never ordinary at Bet365. I'm Peck, Bulls _ Peck. That's my guy, Big Dave. Bam! Bam! BAWL Sports. We got King of Controls, our guy Joey C with us. What up, Joey?
That Pacers stat with the Bulls was startling.
Ooh,
yeah, cold open.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
did you like?
Huh?
Did you like that
it's
one?
like a winter breeze. Down the back of the neck.
Yeah, when it's already like below 15, then it's like the breeze like feels like you're back.
Tonight's the night. Tonight's the night.
Nearly 20% of the Pacers wins this season have come against the Chicago Bulls.
I was told there'd be no math.
It's impressive.
Oh, man.
Our guy Will the Goat Gottlieb is actually down in Indy for this one. He is at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse for Bulls Pacers action tonight, so make sure you're following along with him on Twitter, Will_Gottlieb, for his in-game updates. We will talk to him in postgame. Big Dave, are you ready for Bulls Pacers round 3?
Matt, I am ready for any Bulls game, round anything. I'm that kind of sicko, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all for enjoying our sickness with us.
What's up, Joel?
Joel.
Hit that like if you're hanging out with us in the chat. Appreciate y'all. All right, so a couple of injury updates for both squads before we dive into tonight's matchup.
Okay.
Essentially, more of the same for the Bulls. Trey Jones remains out with a hamstring. He was given a 2-week reevaluation timetable, and we're not even through the first week of that 2-week timetable. And similarly, Zach Collins remains out with the sprained big toe. Goat did have a little bit of an update on that pregame from Billy Donovan's pregame media availability. Goat's tweet, quote, Zach Collins is still in the boot. He will be reevaluated in 2 more weeks.
Awesome.
Per Billy Donovan.
Okay.
So, still a long ways away for Zach Collins.
Mm-hmm. He's a long ways away, reevaluating in 2. It just didn't seem like it was going to be a quick one.
Yeah.
You know, everything about it just seemed like, you know, he's going to be in that boot for a while. This kind of reconfirms that kind of feeling, man. But I'm more concerned with after those 2 weeks because I still don't feel great about the injury that he had. So hopefully in 2 weeks, you know, hey, you know, he's up and he's spry and he's ready to go. But we'll see what it is.
Meanwhile, for the Pacers, of course, the season-long absence of Tyrese Halliburton rolls on, dealing with that unfortunate Achilles injury he sustained in Game 7 of the NBA Finals last summer. Obi Toppin also dealing with a long-term injury, a stress fracture in his foot. He is out tonight. Jarris Walker, one of their younger studs, was dealing with a foot bruise, is dealing with a foot bruise. He was listed as questionable, but given the green light on the latest injury report, so they have him at their disposal tonight.
Okay.
When you think about the first 2 times the Bulls swung and whiffed in beating these bottom feeders, you can immediately point to the fact that, speaking of injuries, the Bulls were significantly shorthanded in both of those games.
You can.
When they lost to the Pacers back in late November, they were without Kobe, Isaac Okoro, Jalen Smith, and Zach Collins.
Yeah.
That's a lot of rotation guys.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Then they played them again on December 5th, just a few days later. Pacers won more handily that time. The Bulls were without, again, Isaac Okoro, Jalen, and Trey Jones.
Okay.
So they were without Okoro and Jalen for both games that they lost to the Pacers earlier this year. And we've seen how valuable both of those guys can be to the Bulls this season, Dave.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think people have pointed to, whether it's Fred with Okoro or others as Jalen Smith big fans, the Bulls' records this season when those individuals play versus not are some of the best records when you're talking about on-off, win-loss for who has been playing for the Bulls this season.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, when you lose a guy like Okoro, no matter his size, he's still your best defender. So since that's going to be the case, you look at guys like Siakam, who went insane on the Bulls in that second game. You're going to put him on Siakam. I don't care that he has a few inches or whatever on him. Your best defender has to guard their best defender. When he's out, who do you put on him? And that's what the problem was with that game. And Siakam realized it very quickly that was going to be an issue. So, yeah, Okoro has been impactful for the Chicago Bulls as far as their wins are concerned. And then sometimes, he'll chip in those 10 points.
Yep.
Sometimes he'll get a 2 or 3 3-point shots for the Bulls as well, just to keep everything kind of balanced. Like I say, he's really good at scoring during that lull that the Bulls have, and maybe a second or third quarter kind of lull. Yeah. He's good at scoring at that point in time, man. So he's important. He has shown himself to be a very, very important piece for the Bulls and for Billy Donovan for his offense and defense.
And, you mentioned just how important Siakam was to the Pacers in both of those wins for them in different ways. He exploded for those 36 points in the second of those games, as you mentioned. In that first game, neither team played particularly well. No. All you got to do is look at the 103-101 final score, which these days is a low-scoring game. When both teams failed to eclipse 110 points. Pascal Siakam only had 24 points in that game.
Okay.
But went back and refreshed my memory with the play-by-play, and then the visual memory of watching that game came flooding back. Of Siakam's 24 points in that late November win, 8 of those points, including the game-winning jumper, came in the final 4.5 minutes of the fourth quarter. It was the Pascal Siakam show.
When it's time to have it.
In the second half of the fourth quarter of that tight contest. It was one of those games, in that stretch of games, where it was like, the Bulls lost to a team that has a star who went out in the fourth quarter and won them that game.
Yeah.
Siakam can be that guy.
He can.
He's been that guy in the league for a long time. Obviously, this Pacers team have different kinds of plans this season. The gap year with Halliburton, but Siakam is still perfectly capable of taking over a game and winning his team a game.
I mean, he's an all-NBA guy for a reason. He's an NBA champion for a reason. And honestly, outside of Kawhi, you could have argued that he was that Finals MVP or in the running for it, along with Van Fleet and those things like that. So he's pretty damn good. And even helping the Pacers get to the finals last year, because it wasn't just all Halliburton, even though, as you can see, vitally important piece, because superstars and stars are incredibly important. So, yes, he is very, 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 very good basketball player. You got an all-star and all-NBA guy who is a problem on both sides of the floor, really unorthodox in his style, because it's like he can't dribble, but he can.
Right.
And he's not a great shooter, but he is. And he's not attacking the rim strong, but you can't stop him. It's a real unorthodox kind of style, and he will just absolutely bury you with it. And you look up, and he's got 34 points. And you're like, oh, man, he is killing us. And like you just mentioned, Matt, in the money time, he's coming through every single time for them in the money time. That's what he's always been as a player. You can go look at that when he was with the Raptors. When it was time to have it, Pascal Siakam came through either on the offense or for the defense with some awesome blocks using his length in those stretches as well. So he's just somebody the Bulls have to be aware of, and I know the Bulls are just very, very happy to have Okoro in this game. But then when Okoro sits, if he gets a couple of fouls on him, then it's going to be interesting to see how the Bulls attack him.
Thomas Banks in the chat saying, Julian Phillips is our Siakam. Billy just hasn't realized it yet.
I don't think I have either.
Coming from somebody who has believed in Julian Phillips' potential to at least be a useful rotational player on an NBA team and has not really seen that opportunity at all this season. He's really been struggling to find minutes on the floor. He did actually start in one of these games against the Pacers back in November and December when the Bulls were so shorthanded. But even as somebody who still wants to see Julian succeed in this league, calling him our Siakam,
it's a stretch.
That's Stretch Armstrong
Get on
levels
back
of
there.
stretch.
Yes.
Yikes.
I mean, I hope it turns out that way. Honestly, that would be amazing if that was the case, but I don't see it as far as, especially with the ball handling. Because like I just mentioned, Siakam can take you one-on-one, and just work you, bro.
Yeah,
Like you
I
can't guard
don't
him.
see Julian Phillips backing people down
Yeah.
from the elbow.
I haven't seen it, bro. He's tough.
Drawing
He's tough.
contact, finishing through contact. No.
Yeah.
Juan Miller, meanwhile, in the chat saying the Pacers have been playing good recently. Can't be slacking today. Got to play hard right from the beginning. And that is true. The Pacers have 11 wins.
Yeah.
But 5 of those 11 have come in their last 10 games, Dave. They are 5-5 over their last 10 games. Shout out to Carlisle. He was on the 999 career wins mark for forever. The Pacers were on like a 13-game losing streak or something like that.
He was.
But he finally got the monkey off his back. He got that 1,000th win, and they've stacked a few more since beating the Bulls twice earlier this season. Yeah. That second victory where you mentioned Siakam had his 36. It was a double-double with 36 and 10. That was one of the games that I've liked the most from young Modest Buzelis this season because 19 and 12, Modest got himself a double-double. He was doing serious work on those boards. Of that 19 points, Dave, 9 of 9 at the line.
This face. You see it, ladies and gentlemen.
9
yes.
times.
9
Get
times.
to the line. It makes all the difference in the world for one young Modest Buzelis, man. Got to be there. Got to do it. We want to see it
Come
done
on, man.
From one Modest Buzelis, man. And he's going to get his opportunity.
Speaking of which, Mo Playa Gaming in the chat saying, hopefully Modest gets at least 30 minutes tonight.
I think so.
If Modest plays 22 minutes again tonight,
yeah,
there will be hats thrown.
There will be hell to pay. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself, Matt. He'll be out there.
It was noticeable that that Lakers game on Monday, they tried to keep it within reach, and I don't know when the final nail in the coffin was, which bucket.
One of them Luka shots.
One of them Luka shots that pushed the lead probably back up to 12 when there was under 2 minutes to go or something like that.
Yeah.
But it noticeable that Modest was not on the floor in the latter stages of the fourth quarter of that game on Monday. When you see, I saw somebody in the comments earlier talking about the Bulls actually decided maybe we're going to be buyers, and that they're excited to see what pieces they can add to their quote unquote core of Josh Giddey and Modest Buzelis. If your coach is yanking your young player off the floor in the fourth quarter of a winnable game, that in what way is that a core piece? So I'm sorry.
That's a very good question.
Well,
honestly, that's a very good question right there for it, man. If your coach is not believing in you, how do you feel about that core? But hey, who knows? Modest has to have that time and ability to grow. Obviously, we have not been happy with how Billy has done it totally this season.
No.
There's been some things that we've agreed with, yeah, Billy, that's the right thing to do. But there's some things where no, man, let him make all the mistakes in the world. And we understand Billy's got an unenviable task because he's got to win and develop. That's very difficult to do with this team that doesn't have, that star that you can lean on. Hey, Julia, because sometimes you can have that star, Matt, and lean on that star and say, okay, well, I can do some development here while my star is scoring 45 points and carrying us to victories and things. It's hard to do when you can't do that here in this instance because you're trying to win every single game. And you have to play a certain way every single game because, as Billy has said, the margin of error is very, very thin for this team, bro. So everything kind of has to go right. And if guys aren't doing it right, he's got to take you off the floor. We saw him do it with Josh Giddey. We saw him say, Josh, nope, you're not having it tonight. Come on over here and have a seat because we're trying to win this basketball game. There hasn't been a player that he hasn't really done that to. If you aren't doing it up to the standard that he needs you to do to win this game, because winning is the most important thing for him, then you got to come have a seat. And your leash is much shorter when you're a second-year guy. Because Billy and the young guys, we already know. There's plenty of history there to show you how he feels about that. The bench is littered.
Billy and the vets.
Boot. Well done.
All the people on Twitter, Bulls Twitter, talking about don't be so salty. Don't be such a pessimist. You're believe it's not the same team. It's not DeMar and Zach that are hovering around 500. It's a totally different young team. It's a young team that's 500 or almost 500. Guys, no. Billy's playing the vets.
He's playing the vets.
The young guys don't play.
He's playing the vets. He
Miss
believes
me with that.
He believes
it's
in
wrong.
the vets. He believes in the vets, bro. It's just how he's always been. This isn't new or a new kind of thing for him. So If you're doing it right, he'll leave you out there. It's that simple. It's why Ayo Dosunmu has been that guy from day one, because he's done it right from day one. And that's hard to do, is do it right from day one, bro. That is very difficult. Mistakes are going to happen. Screw-ups are going to happen. Turnovers, bad shots, like getting lost on defense, not making the right read and transition. Like, we saw Modest make bad turnovers in that Lakers game, for sure.
Yep.
I saw him make bad passes.
Yeah.
And it has to be allowed, in my opinion. It has to be allowed, but Billy isn't going to do that in this instance. Because, again, it's hard, y'all. It's very difficult to say, to not have a star, try to win every single game, and then develop your young guys. All in every single game. All in every 82 of those games. That's what you're trying to do. That's a very hard task, bro, to do. So I give Billy grace when it comes to that, but I don't like how he develops the young guys, period.
Yeah, it's one thing to pull a player off the floor if he misses an assignment or a bad turnover. Like, that happens in the NBA, and it definitely happens with young players. I just find that when he pulls Modest off the floor for those moments, it's like long stretches where he kind of like ices him down a little bit. And it's like 2-3 like substitution shift rotations until Modest gets back in there, and then you're like, oh man, he's only played 24 minutes tonight. Like, that's the part I'd like to see change. Like, if you make a mistake, okay, but like, see if you can kind of shift him back in a couple minutes and say, kid, go back out there, don't do that mistake again, and see what you've learned. Like, that's what I would like to see a little bit more.
Joey C, ladies and gentlemen.
Joey C. All right, so for tonight's game, and this is something that we have been talking about for the last stretch as Josh Giddey has been making his way back, Dave. Josh Giddey in the starting lineup tonight after a few appearances off the bench, along with Kobe White, Isaac Okoro, Modest, and Vooch. So after his string of really impressive performances in that starting lineup, while Josh was out and then bringing Josh along off the bench, Jalen Smith shifts back to a reserve role tonight. He played a team-high 37 minutes in that game against the Lakers on Monday.
That's going to be interesting, man, because they have found a nice rhythm with Jalen Smith out there at the 4. Jalen Smith kind of puts everybody in their right, in my opinion, in their rightful kind of position on the floor. I like Isaac Okoro at the 3. He's a 2. He can play. He's a 2. That's where you're going to play him. I like Modest Zealous at the 4. He's a 3. He's clearly more comfortable playing at the 3. It gives Vooch the ability to be a little bit better defensively, because Vooch has been better defensively since Jalen has been out there at the 4. That's been a thing to see. That's the truth. So to take him out, and not to mention Jalen has been, like you mentioned last game, Matt, pretty much a double-double since he's been out there playing in that starting lineup. So now moving him to the bench, you're disrupting a little chemistry right there. You're disrupting a little chemistry. But Jalen's used to coming off the bench. Billy's going to need the power that he needs, off the bench. Now I'm just curious to see how the start that they get off to with the starters, because how it used to be when it started early in the season, Matt, is starters get off to a slow start, bench comes in and dominates, and then they win a close game. And it kind of shifted a little bit because we've seen the starters get off to a really hot start, especially from the three-point line, and playing a little better defensively. The bench has been like a bench. Yeah. You know what I mean? They haven't been just world beaters, you know what I mean, on the bench. They've been like a bench, and then they win the close game kind of in the end. So we'll see how it works, but I'm sure Billy's like, whatever gets the job done, we're going to roll with that.
Yes, indeedy. So for the Pacers tonight, they're starting 5. Andrew Nembhard, Aaron Nesmith, Jarris Walker, Pascal Siakam, and the legend of legends, Johnny Furphy.
Shut up.
In that starting lineup, Dave.
You're lying.
In that starting lineup.
You're lying to me. The Furfinator is good. What? The Furf? The Furf at 15th?
That's right.
He's going to be out there?
He's going to be staring down Noah Asenge at the end of that Bulls bench.
Oh, my God, man. Look, Kelly Kapowski and AC Slater are going to be at the game. We're going to the max after this is over, ladies and gentlemen. Friends forever. We're playing that all night long. Oh, Saved by the Bell is happening, baby. Oh, I'm so excited. I get to see the Furf. Shout out to the Furf, man.
The Furf.
Shout out to my man Alex Golden and Tony East as well, man, who covered the Pacers.
Shout out to that crew. Oh. The Furf is on fire, Dave.
I love the Furf.
In that starting lineup. So
the Furf is on fire. Furf, wind, and fire.
Try to get a greater understanding of, again, how it is that the Bulls, yes, shorthanded, lost to this Pacers team twice already this season. Let's journey back. So these are some numbers. The left column there is the Bulls' numbers on the season at large.
Okay. I see.
The right column is what they have done in those 2 games, both L's against the Pacers on November 29th and December 5th. Look at the significant difference in shots taken. We talk about the importance of field goal volume with this Bulls team. They want to play fast. It's going to be hard to win if you're taking 10 fewer shots than your opponent on any given night. So they're taking 90.5 shots a game on average this season. They only took 82 shots on average in those 2 L's to the Pacers. Their true shooting percentage came down by a few percentage points. They actually shot better from 3 in those 2 games, 39%, than their season average of 36% and change. Turnovers, 2 more than their average game. On average, one of those Pacers games, they had 19 turnovers. I think that Modest had 5, Giddey had 5 or 6. It was an ugly turnover game. And then assists. The Bulls, to their credit, are a 1/10 of a point away from averaging 30 team assists a game this season.
Incredible stuff, man.
In the 2 games against the Pacers, just 22.5. So a lot less effective and efficient offense in a lot of different categories.
Yeah, wow. Those are good numbers right there, Matt. And, I mean, they just match up really well because, remember, the Bulls use the Pacers as a model for the team that they kind of want to be. That's who AK was bringing up as far as the teams he wanted to look at and be. And it's like the Pacers, though, we saw it truly work, and they just do it. I don't know how to explain, but it feels like they just have more guys who can break you down and end your existence in that fourth quarter. Because even if it's not Siakam, they had other guards that could do things. We saw Obi Toppin, who's not going to play.
Right.
We saw him have a great game against the Bulls as well in that win. Dude. So they've got other guys who can be a problem. And one of those guys, man, I just wanted to make quick mention of was main man Jay Huff.
Hey,
Jay Huff.
Oh my God! There was one of those games. He just came out and hit like 5 threes in the first minute of the game.
That's how he started the game, ladies and gentlemen. Just to tell you about Jay Huff on the season, Jay Huff is averaging 8.3 points, 3.7 boards, 1 assist, 2 blocks. He's one of the best, block shot guys in the league. At 47% from the field, 32% from 3. Against the Chicago Bulls, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 4.5 blocks.
What?
64% from the field, 50% from 3. He plays better against that team, dog. And Jay Huff, because again, those centers who are a little tough, who have that shot, but also that physical nature and that length, Vooch has always kind of had an issue, with those guys. Not to say he doesn't, ball out against them. He can play well against those guys. We saw him do it last game against Jackson Hayes and Ayton. I don't know why his name's slipping my mind.
Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton. But in general, those hard, tall, defensive, lanky guys, Vooch usually struggles with. And Huff is tough. That rhyme. Huff. And he can shoot that thing as well, as these numbers will indicate to you. And he will block all of your shots that come into the lane as well. So he's going to be one to watch, and he's going to be an interesting one. So I'm interested to see how that matchup works, too.
Yeah, Thomas Peggs in the chat pointing out Jay Huff was single-handedly beating the Bulls 15-9.
Yes, he was.
In the first 3 minutes of that game.
Yes, he was.
Where to go? Oh, BT Robinson saying, meanwhile, that Nembhard locked Giddey up in that last matchup. I
forgot about that. You're right.
The Bulls-Pacers part 1, Giddey finished with 17, 11, and 7. Pretty respectable.
That is
pretty,
very respectable.
by-the-book Josh Giddey game there.
Sure.
And I think he only had 2 or 3 turnovers in that game. Game number 2, Giddey finished with just 9 points, 7 boards, 6 assists, 5 turnovers.
Ooh, clamped up.
5 of those 19 Bulls turnovers. Clamped the F up.
We're seeing, and I said this again against the Lakers, Matt, the biggest respect you can give a player is by putting your best on him and drawing up the plays to stop him. And we're starting to see teams do that for Josh Giddey, especially teams who, after they get a look at him, they're like, like, nope, we're taking that away. Go back to that Heat game and watch that. Immediately took him away.
I'd rather not.
Yeah, fair. This Pacers game that he just mentioned, this last one, took it away.
Yeah.
The Lakers absolutely remember what Josh Giddey did to them, took that away. So teams are starting to do that to Josh Giddey, man. I'm curious to see how that young man figures that out, because he's good enough to figure that out. How to make these teams pay for when they're doing certain things to him.
Yes.
He's good enough to figure that out and get over that hump. But until then, it's going to be a struggle.
Dave, I really enjoyed those J Huff splits that you had a minute ago.
Thank you, sir.
Would you now like to see the Siakam splits
Would I?
of his season numbers compared to when he's played the Bulls twice so far? Just shy of 24 points a game, 7 boards, 1.5 steals and blocks combined on respectable 48, 38, and then 68 splits. That is Siakam's season numbers. Against the Bulls,
Lord.
he's averaged 30, 9.5 boards,
Be gentle.
3 combined steals and blocks on shooting splits of 51 from the field and 54 from 3.
Shut up.
So, yeah.
Come on.
The Bulls have a Siakam problem.
Too much spicy heat.
My guess is that they will, again tonight, have themselves a Siakam problem.
Oh, man. I expect to be a little bit better having Okoro out there.
Jalen Smith as well. A bit more, rim protection, a bit more resistance.
Yeah.
But again, Jalen Smith will be coming off the bench tonight. So with Billy's rotation, how often will he have Jalen Smith out there to help Vooch and whoever is taking on the primary Siakam target to try to slow him down?
And who's going to guard the Furf? That's what I'm wondering out here. Who's going to stop the Furf?
Trick question.
Joey C?
I plead the Furf.
Hey!
No.
That's a trick question. No one can guard the
No,
Furf.
they can only hope to contain them. That's all they can do. But yeah, man, it should be because these pieces are there, but they've just been moved around now.
Yeah.
You know, and kind of shifted a little bit for both teams. And again, Stacey says this, and he's right. It's a rivalry game. It is. Like these teams going against each other, the Pacers and Bulls, it's still a rivalry kind of game. And you saw it how the Pacers played the Bulls the first time.
Yeah.
They really took that game like for real and straight up seriously.
And
man.
I took that personally.
And I'm very. And in the second game, you saw what happened. And I hope the Bulls remember that second game and just how it was and how bad they had played in that game, bro, because the Pacers just kind of took their heart from them.
Well, and, just like we were talking in pregame on Monday night, like, I'm guessing that LeBron and Luka and those guys have a little, bad taste in their mouth.
Yeah.
From the way that last Bulls-Lakers game on the UC floor ended last season and had this one circled. And then LeBron said, I got the first half. Luka, you take both halves. And we'll go out there and take care of business and get ourselves a little revenge. I wonder if the Bulls collectively as a team are, coming into this game tonight being like, guys, we're 0-2 against the Pacers.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
Yeah.
Let's do something about that.
Yeah, man. And that's how I want them to come out and feel. And Kobe White, I feel like he's getting to that level, Matt, where he's scoring and being that dude that is just going on those heaters of a quarter. He did it against the Lakers. You saw it, man. So it feels like he's getting up to that kind of player to where, oh, my God, Kobe White. You know what I mean? Like he's getting to that, back to that kind of comfort level, which has always been the case in his career. This is how it's always gone for Kobe White in his career, man. So I feel like he's getting closer and closer to that guy. So I feel like one of those breakout games is on the way.
And again, yes, the Bulls were shorthanded in both of those L's, but they had Giddey, they had Vooch, they had Modest, and a number of complementary players in both of them. The missing Jalen and Okoro for both of those games and having both of them for tonight could be that big difference. To
I agree.
Okay, no, we are better than this team when we are at least closer to healthy.
Yeah, agreed.
Because losing to the Pacers twice, giving them 2 of their 11 wins in late January on the season is
yucko.
Losing to them a third time tonight would transition me from to just laughing at them. And some Bulls fans don't like it when I laugh at this team, but sometimes they do laughable things.
Yeah, man. They can't lose.
Going 0-3 against the Pacers,
I don't want it.
That would be a laughable thing.
Yeah, I don't want it. Hey, shout out to Randy who ain't been here in a minute.
Shout out to Randy.
Shout out Big Randy, bro.
All right, real quick before we get out of here, it's pregame picks time, Joey.
Pregame picks.
Pregame picks brought to you by download the Bet365 app with promo code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment's never ordinary at Bet365. All right, here we go. Modest Buzelis, dimes. 3 or more assists tonight at plus 115 odds.
Okay.
I love it because Modest has 3 or more assists in each of his last 5 games. Bulls Nation. In 4 of those 5 games, he has at least 4 assists. Modest making plays.
Modest making plays.
I like that trend. I like that bet.
All right.
Meanwhile, Kobe White, speaking of bets that I like and trends that I like, to hit 4 or more threes, Kobe tonight is getting you plus 170 odds.
Oh.
I love that.
Oh.
He has averaged 5.2 makes behind the arc in his last 5 games.
Yeah.
Give me some of that.
Give him a little bit.
Keep up the hot sauce, Kobe.
Hand it over.
Let's bump up that 3 bag a little bit. And last bet, plus 225 odds for Pascal to hit the point total he has averaged in his first 2 games against the Bulls.
Oh, spicy. So you asked him just to hit his average. That's what you're asking.
Against the Bulls, yes.
Yeah, okay. That was your
Game 1, he had 24. Game 2, he had 36.
Right.
Put that together.
Got a
That's
sandwich.
a 30 points per game average against the Bulls.
Yum, yum,
and you're
yum.
getting plus 225 odds for Siakam to do precisely what he has done on average against the Bulls in 2 games.
Which Bulls one do you feel the best about of those picks?
Honestly, the modest one.
Okay. All right. To
Which
get those
sounds
assists.
crazy because, it's not like we've been highlighting Modest as a playmaker and dime stacker through the first season and a half of his NBA career.
Correct.
But I like that trend. I feel like he's been moving the ball better recently. Like, yes, there have been a couple of, Modest turnovers.
Yeah.
It's to be expected with some young players, but I really like the way that he's kept the ball moving. And Kobe White, as much as I want to see that shooting streak and trend continue, we've seen far too many times that a Kobe hot streak can turn into a Kobe cold streak, just like that.
Good sign for that Modest dime stacker
Yes,
tonight. If Okoro hits that early corner 3, he's open for that corner 3 almost every game.
Yeah.
And when he hits it, I'm not saying it's a precursor that he's going to have a great 4 quarters, but it sometimes lends itself to that.
Sure.
But he's usually free in that corner for that open shot. If he hits that early, that's an easy one.
It's going to be a good
On
night
the path to stacking if that happens.
when Bogans knocks down the first shot.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
It's true.
When Luke Longley gets involved.
Oh, when Luke got the first
Luke,
6?
the little Luke flip.
The first Luke 6.
When he got the first 6, it was over. It was over, man. That Luke Longley jumping
Here you
free
go,
throw
big
line
fella.
extended.
Big man touching the ball.
You dig what I'm saying?
Michael Jordan facilitating.
Shout out Thomas Banks says, who would win the 2020 draft, the Avengers or the Furfinator?
Oh, God.
Well, come on.
Who would you rather have from that draft class that compared to the one that we do have from that draft class? Would you rather have that guy or Johnny Furby?
I don't know. The Furfinator is an infinity stone.
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
a tough
Like, this
question.
is the Furfinator we're
the
talking
time
about.
stone,
here.
the Furf stone,
Yes.
the Mind stone, the
Yeah.
Power stone.
And the first stone is very hard to find.
He's starting tonight.
Yeah.
The other guy has lost his starting job 12 times in a 5.5-year-long NBA career.
He got game.
He got game, Dave. And we got to get out of here.
Let's go watch
'Cause
it,
just
baby.
Crossed the 6 o'clock hour here in Chicago. That means tip-off is just moments away. Hey, Sarah Bear. Thanks for hanging out in pregame, Bulls Nation. We appreciate you. We love you. Hit that like button on your way out if you haven't done it yet. We will be right back here for live postgame following Bulls Pacers. Don't forget to keep an eye on our guy, Will_Gottlieb, a.k.a. The GOAT. He is at Pacers Bulls down in Indy tonight reporting. We'll talk to him in postgame as well. Shout out to Joey C on the controls. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah.
Hit the like. Let's watch some hoops. Peace.
Love y'all.
We all silly like the mayor.